People are using injectable medication.
People are starting to get these injections all over.
TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. A game changer.
Ozempic.
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 Ozempic. Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Ozempic.
Skinny is back in.
Thin is power.
Adults lost on average up to 12 pounds.
Nobody's addressing the elephant in the room.
If you just want to lose a few pounds, this is not the right medication.
What happens when you stop taking it?
They're going to regain this weight.
Their hair is falling out.
Ozempic almost took my life.
When the hunger is keeping you up, just drug yourself to go to sleep.
They are creating this cult around them.
There is a huge rise of misinformation happening at this very moment that we have to fact check.
Nobody is really talking about it.
Folks, let's talk about Ozempic.
Ozempic is taking over so fast that it's kind of sold out. Ouch! How do I fit in my Met Gala dress now? I'm kidding, I intentionally ignore Met Gala, not my kind of event. So besides the known fact that Ozempic is a type 2 diabetes drug and has a long list of risks and side effects, that includes pancreatitis, kidney failure, and even cancer, we also know that the drug may promote weight loss. I decided to learn what YouTube thinks about it and collected some professional and personal YouTuber opinions on the subject. So, is Ozempic good, bad, ugly? Stay tuned and you will find out. Alright, let's dive in. YouTube's Dr. Mike brings up an interesting review of common claims about Ozempic, some of which are false and also may be dangerous. Let's look. Claim number 1. Take Ozempic, eat anything you want, and you will still lose weight. That's not true. Ozempic is not as magical. It works by suppressing appetite, so patients could transition to eating less but not feel extreme hunger. If they don't change eating habits, they won't lose weight. Claim number 2. Most weight loss while taking Ozempic comes from muscle loss. Not a true statement. While Ozempic suppresses appetite and people start eating less, if they don't specifically preserve muscle mass, they will definitely lose some. But studies also show that those who are truly carrying excess body fat stand to lose more fat than muscle. Number 3. Ozempic is great for casual weight loss like a wedding. The danger of this claim is in the fact that the safety studies that were done for Ozempic did not target people with more or less normal body weight who are obsessed with not having that extra pound that prevents them from fitting in that wedding dress. So maybe taking it without having type 2 diabetes or excess body weight may lead to worse side effects. And the worst part of it, that as the injections stop, the weight will come back and may bring friends with it. If you lose weight, you will get Ozempic face. Dr. Mike makes a note that while rapid type of weight loss, you lose subcutaneous fat that may result in, so to speak, leaner Ozempic face. But if you take Ozempic the right way, this should not be happening. Dr. Mike thinks that Ozempic face is a sign of the drug not being taken the way it was intended. Number 5. Ozempic should be prescribed to anyone who needs to lose weight. Anytime a medication is prescribed, a patient should be presented with benefit to risk ratio and decide if the benefits of taking the drug are worth the risks it comes with. And while Ozempic has shown promise for people to lose a certain percentage of weight, it's important to remember about risks and side effects. Dr. Mike thinks that,
To me, I feel like this whole conversation has caused us to lose sight of the big picture. With the exception of an individual who's facing harsh socioeconomic standing, someone who has a legitimate medical condition like diabetes or a thyroid condition, among the many others that cause increased weight loss or weight gain is under our control.
Dr. Mike, you mean like if we don't have severe genetic and medical conditions that prevent us from losing weight beyond reasonable doubt, with a little bit of willpower, healthy nutrition, and exercise, we can all achieve success? I thought so. Well, if you really can't because of some genetic conditions or other factors, should you worry about the side effects? Jamie French shares her personal experience with Ozempic, which she was on for a few weeks, and sort of calls it
Super toxic relationship.
despite the fact that she had a severe thyroid condition, aka a risk factor. Her doctor recommended the drug because Jamie was also pre-diabetic and struggled to lose weight. However, she did experience the most uncomfortable side effects.
In the form of diarrhea. But I was also suddenly unable to always control myself. And I do have a history with colitis, like I said, so it could be a coincidence. I had not lost in 6 weeks 1 single ounce. And as soon as we switched to the more concentrated formula, that is when the anxiety started. The good sleep I was getting in the beginning instantly vanished like that night, and it was replaced by my normal insomnia, but 800 times worse. My Apple Watch, it would tell me like, you got 3 hours of sleep last night. Are you alive? Are you okay? My heart rate would constantly spike throughout the night, and it was all anxiety. I would be dead asleep and just wake up gasping from impending doom. At this point, the stomach pain, like the gallbladder pain, was getting a little worse and a little more frequent. So week after week passed, still no appetite, still no relief from the diarrhea, still no relief from the stomach pain, and still no weight loss. 0 goose egg. So it was finally time to do the therapeutic dose of 1 milligram. And at this point, the stomach pain was kind of getting unbearable. I was afraid to go to certain functions, meetings with my congregation, family events, Nick's concerts, etc. Literally because I was afraid of pooping my pants. Could not sleep to save my life. The camel's back finally broke. Yeah, there was a straw and it broke it. But the funniest part of this story is that that straw actually didn't break my back. I wasn't the camel. It broke my doctor's. I went in for my injection and she kind of looked at me and was like, "Are you okay? How are you feeling?" I said, "Bad."
After Jamie went off the drug, all her Ozempic symptoms were gone soon. Really distressed in her video, Selena Spooky Boo tells how she took Ozempic and found herself in the midst of worst anxiety of her life.
Ozempic has really scared me and really blown my mind. I was not me. This 1 week, I decided to go from 0.5 to 0.75. I do suffer with a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of depression, but I am a very headstrong person and I know I'm very capable. And I was finding myself having actual panic attacks that I hadn't had since I was a teenager. And I would just feel the highest level of doom that I can explain. I need to run and jump off the highest thing that I can feeling. I was gonna literally unsubscribe from life. I don't know how I made it out. It's not worth it. Nobody is really talking about it.
Following this experience, she did some research and asked her friends who are also taking the drug and discovered that apparently it does affect people who had a history of mental conditions and who hasn't in this country. She's trying to warn people about possible side effects that nobody is talking about. She wants to start the conversation about this particular risk of taking Ozempic, and I am on board with her. I hope you feel better, boo. So why is Ozempic flying off the shelves like there is no tomorrow?
Skinny is back in.
Oh, thank you, Candace. I hadn't noticed. Weren't we all just obsessed with Brazilian butts? I guess that era is over. And apparently celebrities are to blame. As usual, I really don't mind that they want to torture themselves and put themselves to risk in order to look stereotypically pretty at this particular meaningless moment in the endless universe. But to deprive all the sick people of a needed medication? That's something different, and a new vial in my books. Amanda of Swell Entertainment notes that
The fact that there are people with type 2 diabetes who can't get the drugs that they need because people want to be thinner is ridiculous. I hate this. I hate this whole thing.
Registered dietitian Abby Sharp, in her video on Ozempic, gives a comprehensive physiological analysis of the drug and its closest analogs, and brings up the ongoing conversation on who the heck deserves to get Ozempic. Abby does mention that medication may be needed for those that are obese and for various reasons can't lose weight, but the important part of her statement is that those medications support must
Complement a healthy lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, healthy lifestyle.
That's right, complement, not replace it. She reasonably points out that
Even with medication, the recommendations do still focus on nutrition, exercise, and lifestyle intervention as the first line of defense, both before, during, and of course after medical obesity treatment. Medicine is all about a risk and benefit analysis. So if we're not supporting the pharmaceutical regimen with a protein-rich diet and resistance exercise, we may potentially be making ourselves more metabolically healthy in one way at the expense of another. Ozempic users do need to focus on having a high quality diet.
Abby concludes that everyone is as entitled to try Ozempic as people with diabetes. She is worried, however, that skinny Hollywood culture is positioning this and similar drugs as fast, easy solutions for weight loss, and people will see it as a replacement for physical activity and balanced diet. She is also concerned that since the actual drug may be unavailable for monetary or shortage reasons, people start trying to get it by passing the official medical channels, since generic semaglutide, the active component of Ozempic, is exempt from normal FDA approval. This Ozempic dupe may be ineffective or even dangerous, since there's no way to know for sure what's in those unregulated cocktails. It appears that Abby believes that Ozempic culture even further promotes body dysmorphia and slimming frenzy, so in her opinion, this drug is not to be used to lose a couple pounds.
How are we as a society going to feel about healthy size women like me? Like, is this going to be the new obese of 2025? The goalpost for an acceptable body gets further and further away.
A certified board physician, Dr. Elizabeth Grand, on Dr. Gary Linkoff is in agreement.
We view our bodies as like a trend. I just think that we all need to learn to appreciate our bodies more and be kinder to our bodies, and maybe even just learn to love ourselves a little more.
She goes over what Ozempic is and is not super happy about the drug being prescribed off-label, which in turn creates shortage of the medicine for people who really need it.
Doctors that do that, you need to take a look at yourself in the mirror.
You know, I was wondering why almost all the celebrities who have been accused of losing weight with Ozempic massively deny using it. My guess is they do understand that it's wrong to, so to speak, steal the drug from actually sick people. Besides, it's not really an easy pass. Dr. Todd Ellerin, Chief of Medicine of South Shore Health, is making a note that as you achieve a certain amount of weight loss with Ozempic, you will plateau. He also says,
weight loss includes healthy food is the most important. Physical activity is important. Behavior modification as well. People who stop these medications gain about 2/3 of the weight at about 1 year.
Mark Hyman, Senior Advisor for the Cleveland Clinic Center for Functional Medicine, talked on the News Nation about the same thing.
Really not the best long-term strategy. You have to take it forever, otherwise you regain the weight you lose. The best way to cut your appetite is stop eating the processed food and eat real food.
Welcome to America. Everybody wants to do it the easy way.
Dr. Arcelin, however, from Dr. Arcelin Aspires, gives you a valuable tip on how to maintain your weight after going off the medication.
The best way to make sure the weight doesn't come back on is to mimic the GLP-1 signal that was already taking place when you were on Ozempic, Wegovy, or Saxenda. And how do you do that? One of the most powerful ways is to start eating slower.
He explains it further by mentioning hormones that come into play in the process of digestion and weight regulation, and emphasizes that even on Ozempic, there is high importance in maintaining a healthy diet. So it appears after you finish this not-so-cheap medication course, you may still need to go on a strict weight loss regimen, which will now be even harder after this intense medical boost. So why wouldn't you just want to go on this regimen in the first place and save your money? It's a risky business. If you're thinking about taking Ozempic, Dr. Ken Berry, the author of The Proper Human as in Carnivore Diet, warns you.
There is no long-term safety data on these new higher dosages of the GLP-1 agonists. Did you know that? You're thinking about taking Ozempic. Did you know that the drug company that got FDA approval for this, they have no long-term data proving that long-term use of Ozempic is safe in human beings? None. In fact, if you start taking Ozempic, you're going to be the experiment. This is called post-market data. What is Ozempic doing to your heart, your kidneys, enteric nervous system, immune system, your lungs, long-term? The truth of the matter is, literally no human on the planet knows what is going to happen to all these tissues that have GLP-1 receptors. No one knows, but we'll find out because you, my friend, are the lab rats. I'm going to let some other people be the lab rats.
Oh God, that'd be such a good idea for a book. How the zombie apocalypse could be started not by a fungus like in The Last of Us, but by something by Ozempic, where all of these rich and famous people start using it because it's the hot new thing, and then the zombies start with them, and then now it becomes a hot new thing to become a zombie. Then actual diabetics are the survivors of the apocalypse. Oh God, the potential. It's not funny.
I love this idea of zombie apocalypse. So if you're considering taking Ozempic, it's totally on you. But I hope that if you're not type 2 diabetic or severely overweight, you may think twice after watching this video. So I'm not trying to criticize the drug, but merely share with you what YouTube knows and thinks about it. As usual, all the links to the mentioned videos are in the description, and I do encourage you to watch those original videos that have resonated with you, as there's much more useful information for you there. Please like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more.
There's not really a conclusion. Thanks. I hate it. That's the conclusion.
And as always, stay happy and healthy.